Hello and welcome to Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu in closed-door meeting with Peter Mba and Asto Rock. UNICEF urges federal government to prosecute bandits for killing children, women. Plus, Chinese leader Xi Jinping makes state visit to South Africa. We'll bring you details of the stories and many more in a moment. First, in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who is currently meeting with the Enugu State Governor, Peter Mba, at the presidential villa, Abuja. Though there is no information about the reason for the meeting, the report says they would be discussing issues concerning Enugu State. Recall that Governor Mba was part of the National Economic Council NEC meeting, which was presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima yesterday. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has said that the digital economy and telecommunications represent the future and his administration is determined to promote it. According to a statement, Tinubu spoke when he received some delegations from global tech giant Google. The president told the delegations that his administration would leverage digital technology to create Nigeria's desired socio-economic progress that is necessary to transform society. He called on Google to partner with the government on the use of data in the public sector to enhance service delivery. Away from that, the documentation of the newly appointed ministers will begin on Saturday, August 19th. The exercise is expected to end on Sunday, August 20th. This is contained in a statement by the Permanent Secretary General Service Office to the Secretary of the Federation, Nnamdi Mbari. The statement listed the documents required for documentation to include curriculum vitae, birth certificate and declaration of age, and 2 passport photographs. It further stated that each minister designate is to provide the names of their 3 guests during the documentation process for access to the venue. On judicial matters, the Court of Appeal in Abuja today dismissed an appeal brought before it by Senator Smart Adeyemi seeking to nullify the primary election of the All Progressives Congress APC in Kogi State, which produced Usman Ododo as the party's flag bearer in the forthcoming November 11th governorship election. The court held that the appeal argued by Adekunle Oladapo Otitoju on behalf of Senator Adeyemi was completely bereft of merit and was thrown out. In a unanimous judgment of a 3-man panel, the court ruled that Adeyemi, who recently represented Kogi West Senatorial District, failed woefully to establish all grievous criminal allegations made against the conduct of the primary election by the APC and its leaders. Justice Mohammed Lawal Shuaib, who delivered the lead judgment, resolved all 3 issues in dispute against Adeyemi. Justice Shuaib said the allegations of manipulations and falsification of the primary election results made by Adeyemi, being criminal in nature, ought to have been proved beyond a reasonable doubt as required by the law. In a separate development, the United Nations Children's Fund representative in Nigeria has urged the federal and state government to enhance their judicial systems to ensure proper prosecution of bandits for their various crimes before the court of law. Christian Mondoate was addressing newsmen in Maiduguri today. Preparatory to the commemoration of World Humanitarian Day, Saturday, August 19, Mondoate lamented the absence of proper persecution and punishment for bandits for the various crimes they perpetrate against humanity. In another development, the FCT commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Kabir Sakua, has assured that the agency will continue to clamp down on all sources of flight substances in the territory. Sakua stated these at the command, and other security agencies have been engaging in joint operations to get rid of shanties, including black spots notorious for drug dealing in the FCT, and free the police from the activities of those into such illicit businesses. According to him, the raids would continue until drug merchants were pushed out of business in the Federal Capital Territory FCT, saying it was part of the agency's strategic plan for drug supply and demand reduction in the area. He added that there would be continuous intelligence gathering in collaboration with other security agencies. Now to Africa, where Kenyan authorities have banned 5 churches, including that of a suspected cult leader accused of inciting more than 400 of his followers to stab themselves to death. The Registrar of Societies said in a Gazette notice that the license of self-proclaimed Pastor Paul Ntenge Mackenzie's Good News International Ministries was cancelled effectively May 19th. Mackenzie is alleged to have incited his followers to starve to death in order to meet Jesus, in a case that has deeply shocked Kenyans. According to official autopsies, while starvation appears to be the main cause of death, some of the victims, including children, were strangled, beaten, or suffocated. Authorities also banned 4 other churches, including the New Life Prayer Center and a church headed by flamboyant televangelist Ezekiel Odero, who has been linked to Mackenzie. And still in Africa, troops of the Economic Community of West African State ECOWAS have pledged readiness to participate in a standby force that could restore civil rule in Niger Republic should diplomatic efforts to reverse a coup there fails. All member states except those under military rule and Cape Verde pledged to also participate in a standby force at the meeting in Accra, Ghana capital. Addressing the assembled defense chiefs from ECOWAS member countries, the Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Abdel Fattah Massa, said ECOWAS would go to Niger with its resources, noting that any organization willing to help was welcome. The Commissioner added that the request for the United Nations Chapter, which set out Security Council's powers to maintain peace, is often visited in order to secure resources and access contributions from the UN offer. And now to the foreign scene, where China's President Xi Jinping has planned a state visit to South Africa next week on the sidelines of the BRICS summit. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying made this known in a statement. The visit will be Xi's second international trip of 2023 after he traveled to Russia in March. The Chinese president previously visited South Africa in 2018 as he sought to enhance his country's diplomatic and economic ties in Africa. The 5 BRICS countries of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa will meet in Johannesburg next week to discuss how to turn a loose club of nations accounting for a quarter of the global economy into a geopolitical force that can challenge the developed world's dominance. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who faces an international arrest warrant for over alleged war crimes in Ukraine, will take part by video rather of 69 high on the scrambled fighter jets in response to 2 Russian Il-38 information gap Shumastrat. The Russian Air Force activity came a day after Japan's defense ministry said that in southern Japan. The defense ministry said it was the first time the Chinese and Russian naval ships sailed through the space surrounding the country in recent years, adding that they are intended as a show of force against Japan. Well, still to come in the news.
and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to police force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian police.
No, my Lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola? Rogers has linked you.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord, but you can't be talking about cases which are in court.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord. These cases are in court, my Lord. I'm just reminding your Lordship.
My Lord, sorry, my Lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Right, welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. Over now to our business news. On our business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has introduced a foreign exchange price verification system designed for importers to have access to forex. The Apex Bank in a statement from its Trade and Exchange Affairs 2023. It is authorized leaders to inform their customers of the development. The CBN also said any case of infraction would be appropriately sanctioned. And still in business, the total amount of currency in circulation in the country reportedly dropped from 2.6 trillion naira as of the end of June 2023 to 2.59 trillion naira as of the end of July 2023. Report says this is the first time the figure has dropped since February 2023. Meanwhile, the CBN stated that it employed the accounting and statistical and withdrawals and deposit approach to compute the currency in circulation in Nigeria. This approach involved tracking the movement of currency in circulation on a transaction-by-transaction basis. To health now, where the World Health Organization, or WHO, and U.S. health authorities have said that they are closely monitoring a new variant of COVID-19, although the potential impact of BA.2.86 is currently unknown. The World Health Organization classified the new variant as one under surveillance due to the large number of spike gene mutations it carries. Reports say so far the variant has only been detected in Israel, Denmark, and the United States. Meanwhile, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control has confirmed it is also closely monitoring the variant in a message on the social platform Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. In the meantime, the National Primary Health Care Development Agency says it is working to urgently stop the transmission of variant poliovirus type 2 by December. HC delivery strategic meeting with traditional leaders of inaccessible areas in 6 states. According to Dr. Facial, there are currently 48 reported cases of the disease, stressing that the agency will halt the transmission of the variant by building a stronger routine immunization and PHC system. And sports, Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Sergio Rico was discharged from hospital today, almost 3 months after an equine accident put him in a coma with a traumatic brain injury. The 29-year-old Spaniard has been at Seville's Virgen del Rico Hospital since May 29 after an accident involving a horse at a local festival. After several days in a coma, the goalkeeper was dispatched from the hospital's intensive care unit on July 5th. 5 days later, the player posted a message on social networks to reassure people of his state of health. As prize silverware, the ICC Men's T20 World Cup would be making a step over ahead of this year's championship. The president of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, Uyi Akpata, said the trophy tour, which was kicked off earlier on June 26 at 120,000 feet above the earth, before making a stunning landing at the Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium in Ahmedabad in India, would be coming to Nigeria, noting that the trophy was attached to a bespoke stratospheric balloon to achieve the feat. According to him, the trophy, which would be coming from Uganda and leaving for South Africa, is expected to arrive in Abuja on Tuesday, August 29, where it would be received by board of the Nigeria Cricket Federation and Nigeria Cricket Community in the Federal Capital Territory before being handed to the newly appointed Minister of Sport and Youth Development, John Eno. He added that the trophy will leave for Lagos on Wednesday, August 30th, where, among other things, it will be received by Governor Babatunde Sanwo-Olu and will also be on public display at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, the game's most revered ground in the country. On our entertainment news, British Nigerian singer and songwriter Aziz Fashola used to stop doing drugs as it is harmful to their well-being. The video has since generated massive reactions from ex-users who were shocked to see the Malian president at the NDLEA headquarters. And still on entertainment, the organizers of the African Music and Magazine Awards, AFRIMA, have released the 2023 nominees list. Famous Nigerian Afrobeat singer Davido is nominated in 6 different categories, including Song of the Year, Artist of the Year, and Album of the Year, followed by Rema and Burna Boy, who grabbed 3 nominations each. While Tiwa Savage, Odumodu Black, and Omale earned 2 nominations each. The ceremony is scheduled to be held on September 17th at the monumental Meyerson Symphony Center, Dallas, Texas, USA. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel David White. Good afternoon and happy weekend.